Obviously it's a win, so we're happy about that. On a positive, I think there at the end of the game when we need to make a play, we did. Durrell and Jayod with a big play there on fourth down. We had 4 3-and-outs in the game, which is a plus. We always want to be, around 33% is our goal there of 3-and-outs. So I think we did some good things. Just way too many explosive plays, right? The 30-yard touchdown run, the 65-yard touchdown run was bad, and then the long pass there. So I thought about them. I thought their backs were really good. They had over 100 yards after contact on us, which I thought was a big deal in the game. Times where we could have been in second and long, we were in second and 5, and we hit them at the line of scrimmage or second and 4. They were some big boys. So they definitely came to play. I thought our D-line played well up front. We did not play well at linebacker, in particular at the will linebacker position. Just some critical busts there, and that's on me. And we got to get better there. I thought our starting corners played well, Megason and Dabney. We had the one PI on Chris. He was in fine position if he just looks back and plays the ball. But other than that, I thought he played a pretty clean game. I know he feels like there's somebody left on the table too. At that third and short, he had a chance to get that one out. I thought Dabney played a pretty good game. One of the better games we've seen from him. And then safety-wise, we just have to tackle better, in the secondary. So all in all, when I watched the film, I felt like we looked like it was our first game. And so just a lot of things that I think we are going to get corrected without a doubt, and they're all very correctable things. That being said, I think hindsight's 20/20 when you play a team you don't have game film and you're doing everything from the year before, and then you see multiple quarterbacks. We had some game plan thoughts and ideas I think were good thoughts, and then we kind of had to drop those as the game went on because it just was a different type of game from what we expected a little bit. I think there were some positives in the game for sure. I have to call a better game. I don't think I called a very good game. We just gotta limit the explosive plays. At the end of the day, if we do that, I don't even think it's a ball game, honestly. And that's really how I feel 2 weeks in a row. We've played really good defense at times. I think we can see that we've got a chance to be really good. Our kids, I think, it's a completely different mentality on the sideline than last year. There's accountability. There's guys wanting to get it fixed. It's not a we have the buy-in there, so we just as a staff we got to do a better job of prepping them and then making plays when the opportunity presents itself.
All right, we're joined by Flames defensive coordinator Scott Symons. If you've got a question, use the raise hand option. Coach, I'll ask you one about Jayod Sanders getting that big play there at the end of the game to seal it. Obviously there's things that your defense could have done better, as you said, but to be able to come up with a big play like that, and for Jayod in particular, was that put a smile on your face?
Yeah, it was. Obviously, it was a huge play in the game, and I'm glad that we responded. And when our back was against the wall, we were the ones that put us in that situation, so we had to get us out of it, and we did. And I'm proud of those guys. Darrell was honestly the one that made the play as much as Jayod. Darrell whooped the left tackle off the ball and flushed him all the way to Jayod, and Jayod finished the play. So it was both those two guys on that play. In solid coverage on the back end. So it was a good all-around play to finish for sure, Nick.
Next we go to Damian Sordelett from the Lynchburg News in Advance.
Morning, Scott. Yeah, you speak
Morning.
of Darrell and the impact he's made through 2 weeks of what he's been able to bring off the edge. Did you expect this, or was this something that you thought he had it in you and you just wanted to see it at the Division I level to make sure the recruiting and all the prep during the training camp, he had it in him?
Yeah, Coach Alders was obviously the lead recruiter on him and did a phenomenal job, evaluating him. It starts with the area coach and position coach and works its way up the table. And I think he did an excellent job. I think Coach Dahlm's done a phenomenal job putting weight on him. Like I said, he's added almost close to 30 pounds since he's been here. So, I think, just like I said last week too, I know Coach Aldridge challenged him during the game, about fighting through some adversity and working to continue to, push him to a level that maybe he doesn't realize that he's capable of. And so, I'm proud of his progress. And yes, we expect him to be an elite player, and I think we've got a lot of great edge players. We were without Akil, Trey, we moved Trey around, on third down. And he rushed from the inside as well as the outside some, and I think everybody knows what he's capable of. So, I feel really good about that position. I think on third down we're tough to handle up front. I think what we'll probably get down the road will be more 7-man protection, 2-3-man routes, 8-man protection, some of those things, just because, we've got some really good players there. But, we've got to get us into those situations too, right? I think we're 100% on the season on 3rd and 7+. I know we were 4 for 4, in this last game. And part of that's, me calling the game too to get us into some more of those advantageous positions.
All right, next we'll go to Ed Lane, the Fast Lane on CBS Sports Radio. Ed, can you unmute yourself?
Coach, going back to the FIU game and looking at ways to just improve upon big plays and not giving those up. Give us an idea, whatever you can. Obviously, it's still in its infancy as far as the film review from that game, but things that you notice that you believe that you guys can do to correct that, to limit big plays, and really be able to start taking that next step to put the clamps down on defenses or on other offenses.
Yeah, I think it's really alignment and assignment. I know that sounds simple, but the foundation of football is one, getting lined up. So, we had on the long run, we were misaligned, which is why that play broke. And then we didn't tackle. I'll be honest with you, I looked down, I thought it was first down. I thought he was out of bounds. We had 2 guys right there, and we got to make the play. We got to push him out of bounds. There's those guys know him, and there's no excuse for that. And so we had a guy misaligned, and then we had, 3 guys essentially miss a tackle, and that's how explosive plays happen. So I don't think it's anything by any means, schematically. It's just doing our job and making those plays. The long pass, we were supposed to be in a press situation there. If we are, it's probably a sack. Trey hits him as he throws it, and it's a completely different game at that point. So it's just fundamental stuff. It's us holding them accountable and being consistent in that regard. And then we were like I said, we were 3rd and short. We were 1 for 5 on 3rd and 1 to 2. Well, you don't want to be in 3rd and 1 to 2. That's a tough down to win defensively. But we were in too many of those, and so a lot of those were correctable things that got us in those situations. And so it's not any one thing. It's based foundational football 101 things.
Next, we'll go to John Manson from the Sea of Red.
Hey, Scott, have you ever gone into a game where the other team has gone into the game with a plan of playing 3 quarterbacks, and then also coupled with that, as you look ahead to North Alabama this Saturday, maybe a little bit of a question mark as to who they play, and they might play a couple guys there too. How difficult is it preparing for a team that you have no game film from the current season?
Yeah, it's not ideal. We prepared more for Wiggins from the standpoint of, I felt like the quarterback plus 1 run game, which is what we saw from Western. He was the guy that had the most snaps coming back, obviously, for him. So I felt like, he would be a good chance that he would play some, but also knowing they were kind of more of a pro style, Butch Davis, a little bit more old school philosophy offensively. So, I don't know if he fits what they wanted to do. So it was trying to find that balance of what are we going to get, from that standpoint. So yeah, it was tough to go back and forth, I think. But our kids had prepared for 7. So when 7 came in the game, it was, hey, we're kind of back to this plan. When the other guys were in the game, hey, when it's passed, let's let it loose. Those sorts of things. So, but yeah, I mean, I think you make in-game adjustments. You know, if you're playing three different guys, I mean, it's not. There's probably not one for sure starter, right? So, you know, it wasn't ideal, but I mean that's part of it. We're used to that. And this week, like you said, I mean, we don't know who the starter will be. You know, but I mean they're going to run their offense. You know, both. It's not last week was you kind of had drastic different styles as far as a runner, a pocket passer, and then a true freshman that was kind of in between. You know, so but yeah.
All right, Coach. Next one, I've actually got one here. You guys are currently 13th in the country in yards allowed, less than 300 a game. What do you attribute that to?
Our offense playing well. I mean, first and foremost, I think we're playing well on offense. We're controlling time of possession. You know, I mean, we've been, like I said, we've been really good at time. I think we've had 4 3-and-outs both these 2 games. But if we'll just limit the explosives, Nick, we're gonna have a chance, I think, to be pretty good. But I think our offense has done a great job controlling the game, running the football, controlling the clock, and then, you know, both of these games. The positive is we've got the ball back early to our offense in both these games. You know, we started both games with a 3-and-out, which I think is huge from that standpoint. But no, I think that's a huge part of it. And I think our D-line's pretty good. I think we're pretty talented to run or pass up there. We just got to be more consistent on. You know, on base downs.
Next, we'll go back to Damien.
And Coach, you guys, when you were at West Georgia, I believe you matched up against North Alabama a few times. I know different coaching staffs and all. What do you remember of those games, and what can you expect from North Alabama on Saturday?
Yeah, these were huge games for us. Coach Willis, the head coach, was the defensive coordinator. You know, we had some great games. 2014, we lost with 2 minutes left in the game. They won the conference, but we went to the semifinals that year, won the region, but they won the conference. 2015, you know, was a big game against them. It's been they have a really storied tradition, you know, there as far as the Division II level. Of football. They've won a lot of national championships. So, yeah, I mean, there's some personal sentiment there just because we've had some great matchups with them over the years. Myself, Coach Hunley, Coach Aldridge, and Coach Gregg. So, yeah, I mean, I know the defensive staff, the offensive staff. Coach Applin, who was the running backs coach at Western Kentucky, now was the OC last year, who played quarterback for Coach Freeze at Arkansas State. So system-wise, expect it to probably be somewhat similar to what they did. They're really multiple on offense, a lot of formations, a lot of they love their trick plays, their gadgets, those sorts of things. So, similar to kind of what we see in practice every day. But I thought they did a really good job last year. I do think their skill is really good, and I think they got a bunch of transfers on the O-line. So I think it's definitely going to be a good game and a good test for us. Not one we're overlooking by any means.